troubleshooting fruit harvest. Why is there no fruit? Here's a picture of some raspberries. They're about 2 years old and they're grown in Crossing Bay. So we can produce fruit in northern Manitoba. However, successful fruit harvest can be a challenge anywhere in Manitoba, not just in northern Manitoba. But the following are the 4 most common reasons for no fruit set or a light fruit set. The most common reason for a light fruit set or no fruit set in a summer is that we have very cold winters in northern Manitoba. Temperatures can dip as low as minus 45, and when temperatures get that cold, sometimes what happens is the new growth is killed off in the winter, and so that the next summer that there's no fruit on those buds. Now it's important when you're selecting a tree to grow in northern Manitoba that you select one that is hardy for zone 1 or 2 or to temperatures to minus 45, because what will happen is that the tree will survive even though those buds may be killed off with those cold temperatures. It won't kill the tree. So select a tree that is suitable for Manitoba and northern Manitoba conditions. Here's a picture of a high bush cranberry grown at the paw, and that is a tree that is hardy for our cold temperatures. And usually these cranberry trees will produce a lot of fruit and a lot of cranberries. Another reason why there might be low fruit set during the summer, or actually no fruit on your fruit tree, might be that there was a late spring frost during flowering. If there's a frost when the tree is in full bloom, like this tree in the picture, it will definitely affect the amount of fruit that is set on that tree. And sometimes you forget that in the middle of the summer when you're looking at your tree and you see that there's no fruit on it. You forget that there was actually a very heavy frost or even a light frost when that tree was in bloom. And if you think back, usually when there's no fruit on the tree, you can think back and you'll remember, yes, there was a frost in the spring and it was freezing when that tree was in bloom. The frost affects those blossoms, they drop off the tree, and they don't produce fruit. And so you'll see the effects of that frost in the middle of the summer when that tree is supposed to have fruit on it. If there's cool, wet weather during flowering, it may result in a low fruit crop due to poor pollination by bees or insects that fly in good weather. If it's cool and wet, those insects aren't flying and they're not pollinating the blossoms on the fruit. In addition, if the tree label states cross-pollination, when you check out the label on your fruit tree, if it says cross-pollination, this means that you need to be planting another tree that flowers at the same time. So those insects can fly from tree to tree, blossom to blossom, cross-pollinating the trees. This is a patch of strawberries in Garden Hill, and you can see the blossoms on those strawberry plants. And if it's good weather and the bees and insects are flying, they will travel from blossom to blossom, pollinating those strawberries. Another reason why there may be no fruit set or a light fruit set on your trees is if your tree is unhealthy, and it may be unhealthy due to poor soil. The soil may be low in nutrients and you may need to fertilize your tree. There may be some damage from insects or disease. Sometimes you will get damage from wildlife and things like deer, for example. They like the fresh buds or soft, fresh leaves on the tree. They will nibble off the blossoms on the buds on your tree, and that of course will result in a low or no fruit set that summer. Sometimes, like in this picture, you'll see your fruit tree, and this is a Saskatoon tree at the paw, and you'll see the fruit there, and you're just waiting for it to ripen so that you can pick it. However, maybe birds get to the berries before you do, and as a result, you don't have the fruit to pick that year, and you'll be disappointed in your fruit harvest. If you're looking for more information, check out the Manitoba government website under Indigenous and Northern Relations. There are a number of Northern Healthy Foods Initiatives resources listed there that are specifically written and designed for our Northern Manitoba growing conditions. So it's under the Manitoba government website, Indigenous and Northern Relations.